So this is the statistics worksheet. I think this might be the last worksheet of the series. Okay, and this says calculate the mean, median, mode, Q1, Q3, min, max, and range of all these numbers. So that's a lot of things to compute. A lot of them are going to be handled by your calculator. Actually, a bunch of them are. Almost everything. I think everything except for the mode. You have on your formula sheet some definitions, but I want you to rely on your calculator. It's a good tool for your graduation test. Let's see how far it can get us, but you need to know how to use your calculator here for sure. And also, I really want you to buy one because you should be provided these, but if you're not, that would really suck to not have a good calculator. They're $20, so it's a really good investment. I think TI should pay me for pushing these calculators. Okay, so here we go. We are going to hit the data button, data. On a 36, it should be similar. I'll try to help you in class, but it should be similar. And now I'm going to put in my data into what's called L1. And L1 up here, that stands just for list 1. It's just a list of numbers. So let's just type in my data here. I'm going to type in 4, enter, 2, 1, 4, 3, 8, 7, 9, 12. And it's good to double check, so I'll double check here, make sure I got everything right. So 4, 2, 1, 4, 3, 8, 7, 9, 12. Cool. Okay. So my next step is I'm going to get out of there and I'm going to hit this stat button. So it's in green. I see the STAT, stat button for statistics. I'll hit second stat to get to that. And I want to do one variable stats. Two variables when you have two different lists and you're doing things that compare the two lists. And when in doubt, just press enter on these menus. I think it's going to work fine for us. We're doing list 1. That's where we put the data into list 1. I'll hit calc. And here we go. So now the challenge here is interpreting these results. Your calculator is incredibly powerful, but you have to know how to use it. So the first number we get is called n. And n is just the number of numbers. So we have 9 numbers and it says n equals 9. So that's not too shocking. The next number is this x with a little line on the top. That's called x bar, and that is the median. X bar is the median. So it says, in my calculator, it says 5.55555. That rounds to 5.6. So my mean is 5.6. All right. The next thing I asked for was the median. So let's scroll down, and we should find it here. MED. So MED is for median. So median is 4. Okay, we have median. All right. Next, I would like to know the mode. I think the mode is not given by your calculator, so this you have to know. So it's on your formula sheet. It says the mode is the most common number in a data set. So look at our data set together. Which number shows up the most? If we look, we'll see that it is 4. 4 shows up twice. So our mode is the same as our median. It is 4. All right. Now it asks for Q1. The way we say Q1 in math is the first quartile. And it says 2.5. So that's not too hard. We'll say Q1 equals 2.5. I'll do it like that, Q1. Next it wants Q3. I'll scroll down. Q3, there it is equal to 8.5. Okay, minimum, that's given right here. It says min x, which is the minimum, equals 1. That should be not too crazy. Min is just the smallest number. So you can look at your data and see the smallest number is 1. And then it has the maximum, which is 12. And again, you can look at your data to see that the biggest number is 12. That should be easy. And then does it give us the range? It might not. Let's see. Yeah, so the calculator does not have range, so you must know that the range, I think I need to add that to the formula sheet. Yeah, I do. So I'm going to put myself a note to add range. Okay, so range is equal to, it's just the biggest number, the max, and I'll add it to your formula sheet here, minus the min. Range is max minus min. What is max? It's 12. What is min? It's 1. So it is 11. The range is 11. Okay, there you go. So that's number 1. So number 2 is the same exact idea. So I'll go to data, and I got to clear out list 1 from my old number 1 results. I need to start over, so I'll hit delete a bunch of times to get rid of all the entries. There's probably a fancier way to do that, but that's how I'm doing it right now. And now I'll type in the numbers. Here we go, 11. And be careful when you do this. It's easy to make mistakes. You definitely want to double check. It's better to be slow and accurate than fast and incorrect. So they are 11, 15, 14, 12, 10, 9, 15, 10, 13, 12. Okay, and now I'll go to second stat, one variable stats, inner, calc. Okay, so in, what did that mean? Remember, in meant the number of numbers. I think I'm not going to write everything down. You have the answers down here, and I'll just confirm them by showing you them on my calculator. So x bar, what does x bar mean? It's the mean. The mean is 12.1. Okay, next let's do the median, which is way down here. It's 12. The mode is the most common number. This won't be given on your calculator. If I look, I'll see the most common number is 15. That's 15. Q1 is 10. There it is. Q3 is 14. Okay. What else do I have? Minimum is, you can kind of look at the data and see the smallest number is 9. The max is 15. That's the biggest number. Now range, the one calculation you do have to do for this problem. So range is the max minus the min again. So we said our max is 15 minus our min is 9, which is 6. So range is 6. Okay, on to some real problems. Real is in the sense that you'll see them on your graduation test. Problem similar to this. So this is the Lopez family. We get a table. The table just shows each person and how old they are. So it says based on the ages of the Lopez family member, I should say members, which of the following has the greatest value? The range, the mean, the median, and the mode. Okay, that's cool. So what I'd like you to do is grab your calculator, go to data, clear out your old list, and let's put in the numbers. 55, 54, 33, 8, and 5. Okay? And now we'll go to second stat, one variable stats, enter, calculate. And there are 5 numbers. Ooh, I made a mistake. See how it says n equals 5? If I look here, I see there are 6 numbers. I'm going to go back to my data, and I have 55, 54, 30. Ooh, I missed one, right? So I should have 2 33s. There we go. And then 8, and then 5. I'm glad I caught that mistake. That's why you should go a little slower than me. Okay, I should go a little slower than me. Okay, so there's 6 numbers now. Great. And this says which has the greatest value. So we can figure out the range by hand real quick. Remember, range is biggest, take away smallest. Here's biggest, grandmother, 55. Smallest is 5. So 55 take away 5 is 50. So range is 50. The mean is 31. Okay, mean is 31.3 from my calculator. Median is, I can look down here, it is 33. And the mode is also 33. It's the most common number. So who's biggest? Range is biggest. So that answer choice is A. Okay, let me do 13 and then I'll come back to 4 because 4 is a doozy. 13 says a group of 100 people were asked to rate 2 restaurants on a scale of 0 to 10. The results are represented on a box and whisker plots, or a double box and whisker plot. It's just a double because there's 2 of these plots. So this is a box and whisker. There's a very good chance you'll see one on your test. They're not as terrible as they look. On your formula sheet, there's an example box and whisker where I go through the whole process of taking a set of numbers and turning them into a box and whisker. What really happens here is a lot of the numbers we've been computing, they show up on our box and whisker plot. So for example, I see that here's the line on the far left. This is the minimum, and I see on my scale here we're going by 1. So this is 80, 79, 78, this is 77. So this tells me right away that my minimum is my far left number. It's 77. Okay? There are 5 numbers on here. Minimum way over here. Maximum way over here. That's not too crazy. This is Q3. It's called the third quartile. This is Q2. And in the very center is the median. Okay, so that's important to know. Now, there's one more thing you have to know, and it's on your formula sheet here. It says the interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. So what I mean here, it's this distance. It's Q3 here minus Q1. So in our case, we could count. It looks like it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 11. So I'd say that IQR, the interquartile range for this example, is around 11. Really, you could think about it as the width of your box. However wide your box is, that's your interquartile range. And I bring that up because the problem is going to ask us about it. So A says which statement is correct? And A says the range of ratings is greater for restaurant A than for restaurant B. So range, remember, is max minus min. So we can actually compute it. The max here is 10. Here's 10 for A. The min is 3, so what is our range? It's 10 minus 3, so the range of A is 7. 10 minus 3 is 7. And for B, we have 9 as our max, and 2 is our min. I can see those max and min there. And what is 2 minus 7? It is, I'm sorry, I gave it away. What is 9 minus 2? It's 7. So is A bigger than B? No. Is B bigger than A? No. And the last two ask us about the interquartile range, and that is going to be from here to here. So let's figure out the interquartile range for A. It looks like it's about 7 minus 7 to 5, so about 2 is our IQR, interquartile range. And this guy is about 1, 2, 3, 4. It's around 4. So our IQR is about 4 for B. So which one's bigger? We can say that B is bigger than A. So which answer says that? C says the interquartile range for restaurant A was greater for A than for B. That's not true. And D says that B is greater than A. So the answer must be D. That's a nice tough problem. Okay, last problem. This is a tough one. The mean exam score for 31 students in a geometry class was 79. The median score was 75. So let me write this down. So the mean equals 79. Median equals 75. 2 additional students took the exam at a later time and scored, so they both got scores, and their scores were 77, these are the new scores, and 81. How do these later mean and medians, or how do the mean and median change when the new scores are added? Or introduced, or included is what it says. So when we include these new scores, how does our mean and median of our whole class change? So let's work on the median real quick. Remember the median, when we write all our numbers in order from least to greatest, the median is the number right in the center. If we go from least to greatest, median is right in the center. So if you think about it, 77 and 81, these are both bigger than the current median. They're bigger. So where are they going to hop in this list? They're going to hop in to the right. So they're going to go here. I guess the 77 maybe ends up here, and the 81 ends up about here. So is adding 2 numbers on the right side, is that going to change where the center of the list is? And the answer is yes. By adding 2 numbers on the right side, the center is no longer the center. As a counter example, that would be different, if I added 1 number over here and 1 number over here, then my median would stay the same actually, because the middle of the list would still be exactly the same. If you want, you can try a test problem. You can take a set of numbers and test this idea, just a small set of numbers. Don't use 31 numbers like the problem. Use like 5 numbers and try adding numbers and seeing if your mean and median changes, if you have time. There's a lot of other material to study, of course. But anyway, so since we're adding 2 numbers to the right side on the different side of the center, on the same side of the median, that means our median is going to shift because our whole list shifts. Okay, so that's fine. Now what about the mean? So the mean is 79. Okay, and now we're adding a score of 81. And we're adding a score of, or I should say including a score of 77. So we're including these 2 new scores. And this is kind of interesting. So think about just adding the 81. It's going to pull the average up or down. It's going to pull it up a little bit. And the difference is 2 points. It's going to pull it up in that direction with a weight of 2 points. It's 2 points away. And this is going to pull the average down with the same weight because it's 2 points away. 2 points away, right? So really these 2 things, these 2 numbers we're adding, cancel each other out, which means that the mean stays the same. So we decided that mean is the same, and median changes. Let's see which answer matches. So let's see, the median increase, we decided it would go up, and the mean stayed the same. There you go, so the answer is A. You could eliminate some bad ones, but we kind of got our answer right away, and it is A for number 4. That's a nice, challenging problem.